I'm your huckleberry. Aye, who are poor than poor. Well, hello and welcome into this Sunday's tier list stream video. I don't know what we're calling it even now, Stephen. We've done a few of these now. But this is 2000, Stephen, we're covering this week. We have done the 1980s, we have done the 1990s. The natural evolution of that is the next decade, the noughties, Y2K, 2000s. And we're going to be similar in the construct, Stephen, to the previous two videos, ranking 1 to 50. This one, though, we're going to deliberately try and not talk the arse off of every film in the first video. We'll try and leave something for the second. Like you said, we'll just repeating myself at times. By the way, I'm John C. Walsh. I'm the host here. And joining me to the left, if you can't read, is Stephen John McLaughlin. He's a co-host on the stream tonight. Stephen, we'll dive right into it. I'll bring up the web capture.
Yeah.
Voila.
Voila.
Bonnie de douche, to quote Del Boy Trotter. I don't know what that even means. Stephen, we have 56 films, I want to say, because clearly just can't fit 50 in. We have got an honourable mentions category, so it would be fucking stupid not to put additional films in there. Just in case we think, well, some of them are a bit shit, a bit naff, we'll pop them down into honourable mentions. Have to stress, not one film in here is naff or shit.
No.
Our subjective opinion, of course. You may think they're all shite.
We talked after we did the 1990s videos, and we thought, well, we'll end this series of tier lists on that.
Because that was the end.
Because I think off the top of our heads, we're thinking, can we really fill out 50? Well, we have, we worked obviously on this over the weekend just to sort of narrow it down, and there was some big films we had to leave off. And I think sometimes, the 2000s is probably underestimated and underrated for obviously anyone coming in and seeing the films that we have put in our top 50, top 56. They'll know that it's a strong decade.
Oh, it is. But Stephen, I maintain the 90s could be the peak in terms of just consistent output in all the different genres. Great horror, great rom-com sort of stuff going on, great action, great thriller, great just everything across the board. But look, 2000s is my era. I was a 90s kid, but I came of age in the 2000s, and well, did I? Yeah, I did, because I was fucking 18 in 2007. Fucking sausage, of course you did. Stephen, 28 days later, I think this was all the way back in 2004?
Yeah.
3-4?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Round about Shaun of the Dead, I'm pretty sure. No, that may have been Dawn of the Dead that inspired Shaun of the Dead. 5?
2, John.
2? Is it as far back as that?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It was before Shaun of the Dead, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Cillian Murphy. Can't remember the director. It wasn't your man done Train Spotting, was it?
Danny Boyle,
Danny Boyle, yeah. A really sort of revolutionary kind of zombie-infected movie for the time. It came around and took the world by storm. I remember it. Really strong performances from Cillian Murphy and obviously a couple others in there. And a franchise that's kind of been sprouted out of it. And obviously more recently, within the last year or so, we've had another movie come out. I rank this very highly. This is one of the best sort of zombie movies to ever be released. I don't even class it as a zombie movie. I just kind of like demented, infected kind of situation. It's not like Romero, kind of clearly deceased, decomposing. Unless I'm mistaken, I've not seen it in a long time. Infected, kind of.
Yeah, I think it was a virus, John.
Yeah.
Honourable mention to Christopher Eccleston, who plays a major. He comes in very late on in the film, John. But I mean, predominantly as Cillian Murphy. I know that is it Brendan Gleeson that's in this?
I've not checked.
I've
Brendan not seen it in a long time. I'll have a little gander just now.
But it's mostly Cillian, doing his thing. It's a very isolated film, very dystopian. And some of the shots in London I thought was very impressive, John. To get London in that sort of standstill silence. It's a hard thing to do, and they managed to do it.
By the way, I'm putting in an honourable mention that's not even here. Just when you mentioned Brendan Gleeson, in Bruges, Mark Madonna.
Yeah.
Colin
John, there's
Farrell.
other ones
Fucking great
that
film.
we had to leave off. John, do you know something? Watching
Naomi Harris as well, yeah.
Videos the other day, and I came across obviously a few films over the 1990s we did not include, and Scent of a Woman, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, what were we thinking not putting that in there? But it's very hard. It's very hard when you've got so many.
Oh yeah, we didn't put Scent of a Woman. Fucking hell. And I even mentioned it as well.
Yeah.
My God. That's actually one of my favourite Pacino films as well.
Yeah,
I'll have to quote the whole
best
speech.
Yeah.
But not a snitch. A vessel for sea-going snitches or something like that. Oregon, I say you're executing his soul. And for what? Because he's not a bad man. What the hell is that? Fucking what a performance. What a film. Stephen, 28 Days Later, I would rank that conservatively in the middle at the moment.
Yeah.
There is a lot of great movies that can move up, and it probably will. But I'd put it in the middle. We don't want to do fucking 9 films in the top section, and then we've got unbelievable films still to come. So I would be conservative. 300 is next. Obviously, Zack Snyder, the story of Leonidas and these Spartan soldiers standing up against, is it Carpathia? I can't remember who it was they were coming up against. 300 men. What they fail to mention is the 2,500 slaves they had, because I think for every Spartan there was 3 slaves, and they were thrown to obviously the fucking swords before the Spartans. But look, Stephen, a heroic tale, highly stylised, classic Snyder, aesthetics in there, unbelievable action, great performance from Gerard Butler, sort of breakout performance for me anyway. A good Celtic man, so what's not to like?
John, a really good film stylistically. And I think this might have been the first film I dabbled with Zack Snyder, and you could see the things that were coming, you know, afterwards.
When did Sin City come out?
Really, in terms of visual effects. In fact, maybe it was did he not do one of the zombie films?
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead,
Yeah, but you saw it in that as well. But this was very early Zack Snyder films, and you could see what was coming.
I don't know why I said Sin City. I'm thinking about the other one, Watchmen.
Yeah, with obviously the Justice League John stuff. But Gerard Butler, I think this was the first one I saw him in. But great performances all round, strong cast, really good film, and it's just under the 2 hour mark, John. That's very crucial, I think, for a film like this. It's just that sweet spot in terms of its duration, and I think they told the story very well. And I think in terms of the visuals, I think it's the visuals that always stay with me with these type of films.
Physicality.
Filmmaker's intent. Really good film.
Where would you rank it? Would you put it in the same category of 31 to 40?
I would put it in the same category at the moment, John, with 28 Days Later,
Yeah. You go from those two, kind of more action fare, to A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not action. It's a bit of sort of brilliant fucking mathematician or something, physicist, I think. Obviously, it's like he's battling mental health issues. Stephen, this guy, I mean, you just look at his early 2000s output. I don't know when this was out exactly, but I'm presuming it's like mid-2000s. He goes from Gladiator...
2001, John.
2001, so early 2000s. He goes from Gladiator, which is on this list, to that. You talk about fucking range.
John...
the guy is just sensational.
Russell Crowe is, still is a phenomenal actor. But, being supported by the likes of Ed Harris in there, Jennifer Connelly, I know you like Jennifer, John, Christopher Plummer in there, Paul Bettany, Adam Goldberg. It's a very, very strong cast as well. Ron Howard obviously directed the film, so it had all the right ingredients. And I think in terms of with it being a psychological drama, I think they really accomplished what they were meant to, in this film. And I think just over 2 hours long as well. It's just a great film, John. Stylistically, it's aesthetically, it's a really, really well put together film as well. It's got a kind of classic Hollywood feel to it as well, which is really good the way it's shot. And it's just great. I mean, it's got Ed Harris in it, John. I love Ed Harris.
Ed Harris is an unsung hero. He's the sort of, what's your ginger-haired guy? I'm blanking on his name. It's not Jesse Plemons, is it? Have I just made that up? Have I made that up? No, that's Jesse Plemons. He's the sort of Jesse Plemons of the 90s into 2000s. Sort of never really a proper leading man. I mean, you need a Russell Crowe, but he's just a great sort of supporting actor that's in and about so many brilliant films, and he just delivers time and again, never lets you down, dependable, just like Jesse. Stephen, I mean, this for me,
John, it's better than those two films, but it could either go in front of those two in that column or just above.
I'm just thinking about what's still to come. And it may go in there, to be fair, but for now, I mean, I says don't put them all in one category, but to be fair, I've not decided the order the films are coming at us here, guys, so I mean, I can't fucking do anything about it. There's clearly fucking incredible films right at the end. And talking about incredible films, American Psycho, Stephen, I mean, the man is the poster boy for the video. What a performance. This guy's career has just been sublime from start to finish, really, but we're talking about him in the House of the Empire of the Rising Sun. Not House of the Rising Sun, that's a Bob Dylan song. It was Bale, it was all the way through to even now, what he's producing. Obviously, he'll forever be renowned for Batman, but I think, Stephen, when people think of Christian Bale, they immediately think of Patrick Bateman. They think of this character, they think of this performance. It's just fucking, I said to you, Stephen, I mean, it's literally a horror comedy. It's that violent, it's funny. It's just campy, ridiculous violence, and it's the character, how fucking detached he is, how mental he is, and the way that they just bring it out in various scenes. Just a brilliant, brilliant mental film. One of the best of the 2000s.
Strong performance from Christian Bale, John, absolutely. And also a strong supporting cast in there, a very good cast. And, you know, I don't think there's maybe, you know, a time goes by, I don't think of his Huey Lewis in the News quote, you know, in the film. Just a phenomenal performance, unhinged, dark comedy, as much as it is obviously a psychological horror drama as well. But it's just, it's a great film, John, a great character, you know, and we know who it was based off of.
Yeah, I didn't until you told me. Tom Cruise. Mental. But now that you see it, it kind of works, because there's something just off about Tom. I love Tom as an actor. Also, he's divisive, but there is something weird about him. He's slightly fucking odd. And you can see he's tapped into it, much like Ledger tapped into that young singer and somebody else. It was like a schizophrenic combination for the Joker. And when you go and watch the interviews with him, you can see
Tom Waits,
that's the one. You can tell when you actually are given that information, you're like, I can fucking see that. And he does a great job of doing Tom Cruise. Stephen, I put this in the top. I was going to put it in the top 10.
I'd put it in top 10.
Top 10.
I think it's a phenomenal film.
Yeah, I think top 10. Just not even the film's artistic sort of output, just the actual pop cultural reverberations. That's the word I'm going to use. It's still here, fucking 20 odd years later. So, can't give a sort of higher praise than that. Stephen, talking about films and pop culture and their influence, I've been taking it tight in the comments from that recent reaction to Avatar, whatever the fuck it's called, 3. Because I said it's completely lost in pop culture, totally forgettable. I can't even remember the characters' names, even now I can't remember. I know it's Navi, I know it's, what's the name of the planet? Fucking gone. I'm sure someday will come in and be like, I know the planet, I know the characters, I know it all. What's wrong with you? It's forgettable, Stephen. Look, that aside, you can't knock the impact of the film. I mean, he nearly single-handedly brought back 3D. 3D was a fucking joke when I was growing up. It was a bullshit. What would you call it? There's a word that describes that kind of thing. But it's just like novelty. It was a novelty thing. he nearly brought it back. I mean, we literally went and watched Star Wars: The Phantom Menace remastered for 3D. That's down to James Cameron and what he delivered with Avatar. It lasted for a good bit. Main thing is, nobody else can do it anywhere near as good as him. He's single-handedly continuing this sort of 3D venture. Film was alright, Stephen. First film was fine. It was revolutionary on a technical level. Unbelievable to see it in a theatre. But the story is just... And people were up in arms at the time for it losing the Oscar to The Hurt Locker. Obviously, it was his wife that won. It was a better film, The Hurt Locker. It's not controversial. It ain't. It was a better fucking film. That's why it won.
Yeah, John, good. A phenomenal casting for James Cameron to go back into this franchise after so many years. You know, take some doing and getting everybody back on board and sort of buying into the sequels. You know, it takes a lot of will. But in terms of this film, John, I mean, I'm like you. In terms of the story, you know, it's a very simplistic story. Yeah, there's nothing complicated or no massive twists or anything like that. But it's a nice flowing film, and it's a beautiful film to look at. Even we
great cast as well. Zoe Saldana, Sam Worthington.
Yeah, in terms of the trailers, John, for the sequels, you know, I've not seen the sequels. I don't really particularly want to see the sequels, but
I mean, I said that, Steve, but I probably will go and see the third in the theatre.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate, obviously, what James Cameron's done. You know, in terms of this film, it is up there. It's one of the big films of that decade. You know, for more of a technical approach, like much of James Cameron's work. I think it is not the most highest ranking gross film?
Yeah, because ever. Disney obviously bought over the rights to Fox, and then when they were trying to promote the second one, they re-released it to allow it to regain its spot. But in all honesty, was it The Force Awakens? No, it wasn't. It was Endgame.
Yeah.
Let's get fucking real here. It's had one run. I think maybe an extra couple of smaller returns to theatres. This thing, just like other James Cameron films, Titanic's been in the theatres about 15 fucking times. Just constantly adding to the grossing. It doesn't count. You get one shot and then you're done. Fuck off. How do you rank it, Stephen? I don't think it's better than A Beautiful Mind.
No, it's definitely not, John. No.
I don't know if it's better.
I think it's probably behind.
For influence. And what it did technically.
I would say for influence it's ahead of 28 Days Later.
Yeah. We'll stick it there just now.
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
Oh, yeah. John, we've reviewed
late to the party with this one when it came out. It was you that told me about it, Stephen. Blown away when I watched it.
Yeah, phenomenal.
I've obviously seen the Tim Burton Batman movies. I've seen the Schumacher Batman movies. And this, for me, is one of the very, very best. Everyone talks about Dark Knight, and rightly so, but Batman Begins is a special film, man. It's an almost perfect kind of origin film. It introduces Christian Bale's Bruce to the world brilliantly. You've got Liam Neeson in there as Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
So many Scarecrow, Cillian Murphy, a fucking unbelievable cast, just perfectly cast, and Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine. Perfect. A brilliant film.
There's nothing else I can add to that, John. We did a podcast on this a couple of weeks ago, actually, talking about the relevance of the Dark Knight trilogy, and we've reviewed the films on our website. We've talked about them. You talked the hind legs of them, yeah. But I think for me, it's probably in the second tier, John. It's one of the best Batman, but one of the best comic book films ever made.
Stephen, I would probably rank it. I'd rank it second. For me, it's the second best Batman movie. I would go The Dark Knight. I mean, that's giving the game away in terms of ranking for The Dark Knight. Dark Knight, probably Batman Begins, and then I'd go 1989 Batman. And then I'd probably go the second one with Penguin. And then I'd probably go with Robert Pattinson, the Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's controversial, but that's where I rank it. I rank it the second best Batman movie ever made. So I think it's deserving to be in there. Stephen, Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
Admittedly, probably too young when this was out to watch it. Never did watch it. When did it come out? Am I doing a limit?
2004, I think.
Yeah, I was 15. I could have fucking watched it. I've watched worse. and violent and crazy films. Much younger, I'm talking shite. But never ever seen the film, Stephen. But I understand, obviously, for the influential nature of the film and what it did, sort of breaking down barriers. Almost as important, dare I say it, as maybe a film like In the Heat of the Night in the 1960s, when it was in the midst of sort of civil rights stuff, and post that, I think Martin Luther King had not long been assassinated, and they released that movie. And obviously Sidney Poitier wins the Academy Award, and you've got Rod Steiger up fucking singing his praises. That's a hugely influential movie, what it did for the black community. A great actor, a great man in Sydney winning. What this did for sort of, I don't know, maybe gay activism, I don't know if it did do anything, because I can't speak on it, but I can see this being a massively influential movie. And
but one of the things,
Gyllenhaal.
I think, and you're right, but that kind of overshadows the actual, it's a contemporary Western.
Yeah.
You know, and it's in terms of performances as well, from Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger and Michelle Williams as well. And it's the performances, you know, that for me that stands out. That's what I remember from this, in terms of obviously cinematography as well. A phenomenally made film, you know, and I just think, and we said this before we came on as well. You know, when this film came out, 2005, it was, sorry. You know, this was a brave film for Hollywood to make at this time. Nowadays, this in 2025, you know, films like this just wouldn't batter an eyelid in terms of obviously its tone and its sort of social messaging. But back, you know, 20 years ago, this was a big deal. You know, in terms of what I got out of it, I thought it was a phenomenal made film.
But that shows where we've came, Stephen, as a society in 20 years.
And Heath Ledger, John, this is the first time I saw Heath Ledger out with the sort of rom-com teen sort of films as well. This was the first time I saw him in a serious performance.
Indication of what was to come.
Yeah, a phenomenal actor. A phenomenal cast, John. We can't obviously write off everyone else that's in the film, but for me, obviously, Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger are the standouts. It's about their stories, so a good film, really good film.
Where would you rank it? Would you rank it in the second tier or third tier?
Yeah, I would put it in the... is it better than A Beautiful Mind? I maybe put it behind A Beautiful Mind at the moment, John. Yeah.
Casino Royale, obviously the sort of debut of Daniel Craig's James Bond. I'm pretty sure this was his first James Bond movie.
Do you really think so?
You really think so? Stephen, I've got a soft spot for Daniel Craig. I like the guy in general. I actually think he was a pretty fucking good James Bond. Obviously, he was up against it because when you've got heavyweights like Sean Connery and not Roger Daltrey, Roger Moore, because I always say Roger Daltrey, that's a running joke on this channel. Yeah. When you've got heavyweights like that, and obviously the fucking, was it Dalton? Timothy Dalton? You've got heavyweights of that who've already gave so much to the character and the franchise. This was sort of shook up post-Bourne, I want to say. They wanted to do something different with it and bring it into the 21st century because it was an aging franchise at that point and you could fucking see some of the things weren't going to carry over. They obviously used Craig as a poster boy. He's come out of the water with a fucking incredible physique. Dude, I thought it was a good film, man. I like his tenure as Bond period. I think he's underrated. I think he's gave a lot to the character and it's big fucking shoes to fill for whoever's coming in afterwards. There was obviously a lot of controversy over his apparent apathy with the character, but I actually think this is one of the stronger ones. I liked it. I would probably say...
You've also got, John, a recast, obviously, in the M role with Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench in there as well, so Jeffrey Wright. It's a very strong cast as well, and for me, you know, I think it just came at the right time for the franchise as well, John. It had been sitting in the doldrums for too long,
and it
needed a fresh approach. You know, and Martin Campbell, the director, obviously, who brought this back, you know, in terms of the first movie with Daniel Craig and going forward, it's left a sort of benchmark for how James Bond should be made in terms of films. It's still highly rated, John.
Oh, Steve, I mean, it's a thrilling movie.
It's probably, out of the Daniel Craig films, it's still probably my favourite.
Oh no, I mean, it is, Stephen. He started with a bang. There was some lemons in there, but I'm not the biggest James Bond fan. But in the main, I think his tenure, I think he'd done, what, 5? Am I right in saying that? 4 or 5? Skyfall, Casino Royale, No Time to Die. Forget the other ones. But no, I mean, Stephen, look, the cast is fucking stacked. You look at the cast, it's unbelievable. You've got Jesper Christensen, I mean, he's way down. He's an underrated actor. Just phenomenal. Eva Green, Mads Mikkelsen, Judi Dench, like you said. I'm sure they've got your man in there. He may have came later. Who plays Paddington, voice Paddington. Tobias Menzies in there as well. I forget what his name is. Always forget his name, it's annoying. He did come in later on in the franchise. But no, Stephen, I mean, in terms of action, fucking just exhilarating action, really well captured. He was really physical. What was he, like early 40s when he took it on? Late 30s, early 40s. So, no, I mean, I rate this, Stephen. I think this is, again, I don't want to stack out this whole middle section, but I think this is one of the best films of the 2000s.
It was 38, John,
38,
when he did this film.
Yeah, so he still had that energy. He had, and his physique, he was just jacked out his mind. Out his mind. To this day, I think he's got one of the best sort of chest shapes ever seen on a human figure. I mean, he's up there with the likes of Bruce Lee. For me, the guy is an absolute unit. So no, I rate it very highly, but I don't think I'd rate it in here because I know there's better movies coming.
Yeah.
And it's going to be difficult to fit a Casino Royale in there. But would I rate it above 300? I think I would.
Yeah.
I think I'd even rate it above that, but I think I'd rate it above fucking Avatar.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Can't argue with that.
Yeah. Catch Me If You Can, Stephen. Tom Hanks, DiCaprio, Scorsese.
Yeah.
Classic sort of con man.
Spielberg.
Yeah. I love these kind of fucking films. I've spoken about this before, these sort of ones where they're on the run and they're trying to evade capture. I love that shit. That's my perfect kind of genre. If I could pick a sub-genre, it'd be either horror or that. That's the type of movie, or sort of World War II. Right up my street. Again, in the midst of sort of DiCaprio, going through a sort of current day Pattinson time in his career, where he's trying to get away from the heartthrob, romantic sort of baby-faced actor and do something different. He's exploring different directors, different roles. I mean, a fucking great film, Stephen. What can you say? I mean, probably top 20.
I don't think there's much more I can say, John, other than, you're right, DiCaprio, 2002 DiCaprio. This is him getting into that sort of period of, flexing his muscles, his acting muscles, and what would come, obviously, the likes of Shutter Island further down the line and stuff like that. But this is the one that sort of, for me anyway, made me stand up and take attention, pay attention to his more sort of serious, mature acting. As you said, he had it in Titanic, John. He's always had it, even as a kid in Gilbert Grape. He always had a presence about him and a way about him. But for him to come into this role, he is obviously Tom Hanks is in there. But
what was the one with Robert Carlyle?
The main actor in this film, and that's a hard thing to do if you're in a film with Tom Hanks.
No, it is. No, I was briefly talking about the beach. That was a Shanna. That was the one misstep he probably took. Shanna means shite in Scotland. I'm blaming Robert Carlyle for that. That's nothing to do with Leonardo. I enjoyed him even in Romeo and Juliet and stuff like that. Yeah, he's always been very high calibre. Stephen, I'd put it in top 20. I do think it's better than those films. I mean, it's fucking Scorsese. What do you want? It's these
Spielberg.
Spielberg, sorry. I'm Scorsese out my fucking mind. I keep saying Martin Scorsese for some reason tonight. I'm saying it for nearly every film on this list. It's because we were talking about Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. And then I even said Paul Thomas Anderson's film with Scorsese. To be fair, I've not seen that one, so that's why. One I have seen though, Stephen, Collateral.
Yeah.
Also Jamie Foxx and the aforementioned Tom Cruise, who Patrick Bateman is heavily inspired by. Stephen, this is a fucking... I really enjoyed this film. First time I watched it, I was very surprised. I don't know why. That Cruise had that in his locker. Because for me, he was always a goody two-shoes kind of protagonist kind of figure. So for him to go off-piste and play the antagonist, obviously they kind of do stuff with it where he's not black and white, good and evil. He's kind of... I mean, he's a fucking hitman, isn't he? But They
But they humanise him.
They humanise
Yeah.
him. It's a really good
Yeah.
film. Jamie Foxx is I fucking love the guy. I can't speak highly enough about him. He's just phenomenal. Great humour,
Yeah.
dancing, singing, acting, brilliant personality. Just a phenomenal actor. Really good action film, this. Really well
Yeah.
shot and
just
great hair.
2 hours long, John. It's a
Perfect.
sweet spot for a thriller, isn't
Yeah.
it? Just enough. And it's got Michael Mann all over it as well, John, in terms of its look, its pacing, just everything about it. It's a very good cast, very strong cast. And yeah, I mean, I was the same, John. I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan, but when I watched this film, I went, oh, this is fantastic. Tom Cruise is amazing in this film. Jamie Foxx, I think perhaps maybe this was the first film I saw him in, and I took a shine to him ever since. So it's a really good film, a good turning point for Tom Cruise as well. I know he's went back and did Mission Impossible since he's done obviously the Top Gun sequel, but there was a period where he was doing this, you know, and I really appreciated what he was doing in terms of his own sort of acting. You know, it was away from the sort of usual stuff, you know, the smiling, smug grin face.
Yeah, jumping off the couches, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stephen, look, I should have introduced the John Soppy Nostalgia category to put Valkyrie in there. It's never a top 50 movie of the 2000s, but I've got a soft spot for it. Just because Bill Nye's in there. What more do you want in life? Bill's phenomenal. I've not heard that they're not. Collateral, Stephen, I mean, it's a brilliant film, but I would probably put it in 31 to 40. I don't know if you agree.
I would put it earlier just now, John. I don't think it's any better than what's already above it.
Yeah. Crash. I remember the first time I watched this. I think I've only seen this once. But I remember, is this the one, am I thinking of the same film, but it's kind of exploring racial undertones?
Yeah, from 2004, John.
And it's
there is another film from... There's one from 2008, which... no, sorry, that was a TV series. There's one from 1996 with James Spader and Holly Hunter, but this is the Don Cheadle, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
One... a whole host of names, John, yes, but it is that one. It is that one.
It was a really
Racial
good film.
tension, yeah.
I remember watching it and being the heartstrings getting touched at the end, which is rare for me back in those days.
Is this when Matt Dillon helps the person out the car?
Yeah,
Because
he just comes full circle. He's a prick at the start, isn't he? He's a bit of a racist bellend, and it shows you development. No, Steve, I rate this very highly. This is a very good film. I enjoyed it a lot when it was out. Don Cheadle's great as well.
Paul Haggis. I'm not really sure about anything else he's done, but in terms of this, I think Brendan Fraser's in there as well, isn't he? A very small
he was at his
role
pomp
in
back
William
then.
Pitcher as well. John, but it's a great film, and it's got a good message in there as well, in terms of prejudices and judging people, you know, that you don't know. But it's the way it's structured. I really like the intertwined sort of storytelling. I always like that. I know you like it as well.
Yeah.
And phenomenal performances throughout, John. And Don Cheadle is one of my favourite actors. So
and an important movie, Stephen. Even for these days, where we're even more sort of extreme and tribalistic, and there's a lot of rampant fascism and racism just getting flaunted on social media and places like that. It's really important to show that, look, whilst we may look different, we may have different cultural backgrounds, ultimately we're all human. We're all going through the same sort of existential experience. So a powerful film. Where would I rank it though? Where would you rank it, Stephen? I'll let you pick, because I feel like I've picked every fucking film.
I think it's probably next to Collateral, John, for me.
I'd rate it higher than Collateral.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll get to that. That's not a time or a place for that. Donnie Darko, Stephen. I know this is a favourite of yours and mine. You introduced me to this film. Jake and Maggie Gyllenhaal in there.
Yeah.
Who is the guy who gets branded a pedo? It may even be a pedo.
Patrick Swayze, John.
Patrick Swayze. I fucking love Patrick.
Yeah.
I saw a spot for Patrick. Patrick was a great man. Obviously, sadly lost. I believe it was... I can't remember the cancer he had, but he had cancer, didn't he? That was a real bad loss. Anyone that was around about that guy in a professional and personal standpoint.
I think it was pancreatic.
they all spoke so highly of him, the type of personality he had. So, I mean, he was also playing was like a mentor kind of figure in it, like a speaker, public speaker, inspirational.
Yeah.
But Steve, this is a classic example of sort of multi-dimensional, fucking weird time, sort of butterfly effect things going on. And just a brilliant, I mean, I don't know how old Jake Gyllenhaal was. I always feel this is a 90s film when I think of this, but in my mind he's quite young, very young in actual fact, probably still in his teens, and a very mature performance.
When the film came out, I don't know when it was filmed, maybe the year
20s.
Before, so it would have been about 21.
Yeah, he's young, still young. Really mature performance. Carried the film, and that's not being sort of patronising or like putting down the efforts of the other people involved. It's not just Jake Gyllenhaal that makes this film, but it fucking is.
John, there's a particular scene that I love round the dinner table, and it's Maggie and Jake bickering. She's playing, obviously, Elizabeth Darko in it, and there's a, pardon my French here, but it's straight from the film. It's when she says, "You can go and suck a fuck," and Donnie's like, I'm sorry, how does one suck a fuck? It's really just great dialogue. It's so funny, and it's a psychological drama. I get it. It's got time travel and that kind of thing, but it's got a really human story behind it as well. And
it's the reveal, Stephen. It's got a great twist.
Yeah, the dialogue. Yeah, the twist at the end was fantastic, John.
Yeah, absolutely fucking phenomenal.
And emotional as well. It was, and I think part of that was the soundtrack. Because it was set in the 1980s, I think they picked some cracking tunes.
Yeah.
Just to give it that feel.
That's why I think it's set in the 90s, 80s, because it's actually set the film in that time period. Yeah. Stephen, did we do the butterfly effect? Is that in here? Or was that 90s?
The butterfly effect was early 2000s, 2004.
It was a kind of similar thing where the protagonist, in this case obviously it's Jake Gyllenhaal, Ashton Kutcher, isn't it, in the butterfly effect? They've got a dilemma. They have to make a really tough choice. They almost sacrifice themselves, and obviously he does that. So I love those kind of films that don't end happily ever after. There's an important message there that life isn't happily ever after. It's not a fairy tale.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Really good film.
It's a fucking great film.
Well, the funny thing was, I know there's a director's cut, just when you're talking about the butterfly effect, and there's different endings. And this was one of them. And some people like the director's cut, and more people like the theatrical cut.
I remember you talking about this.
I like both of them for different reasons, but the one thing I liked about this film was the self-sacrifice, and it's always almost like a unsung hero at the very end, because no one will remember that character at the sacrifice, because it's all the time.
Yep.
In terms of Donnie, obviously, the period before, I think it was the plane part that fell through.
There was an engine,
wasn't it? They obviously remember him, up to that point. But no, it's a great film, and it's got a good message behind it as well.
Stephen, where would you rank it? I mean, I would go anywhere between here. I rate it really highly. I think it's a really, really good film.
Yeah, I would put it probably behind Catch Me If You Can, John, just at the moment.
Yeah, I would agree. I rate it really highly. Downfall, speaking about films I rate really highly. Talking about ballsy, making a film about a crackpot drug addict who's battling Parkinson's and fucking mental, I don't know, disorders. Adolf Hitler, Downfall. Bruno
Gans.
Bruno Gans. I think he's Austrian or something, or Swiss. He's not German, isn't he?
I think he's German.
He may be German. But what a performance, Steve. What a film. So it's became a bit of a meme for the whole ranting thing where he's slamming.
He's Swiss.
Swiss, I thought he was Swiss, yeah. It's a absolutely phenomenal film, Stephen, and this is what I'm talking about with World War II. You've got Saving Private Ryan, you've got all these big sort of bombastic action movies that tackle the sort of theatre of operations and conflicts and whatnot, the big battles, Battle of the Bulge, fucking D-Day. But you've also got the opportunity to tell more sort of human scale stories. Now, I don't want to humanise Adolf Hitler. The guy was an almighty prick. I was going to say the C-U-N-T word, but I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's definitely what he was. But it's a more human level story, because it's not just focusing on that plonker with the toothbrush moustache, it's focusing on other people who are forced to hang around in the bunker until the bitter end with him. And unfortunately, I can't remember if it tackles Goebbels and his kids and what happens to them. But
It
just
does, John,
harrowing,
yeah.
fucking harrowing film, showing the insanity and sort of mental deterioration of this
John,
vile
you
human
mentioned you mentioned Joseph Goebbels there. Ulrich Matthias,
Hello,
who
Justin.
played him, was hauntingly just the perfect cast for that role by look and by demeanour. It's not the big sort of story within this story. I mean, it's a situation more than anything, John, and it moved away from the caricature performances that we have saw of Adolf Hitler. And Bruno Ganz, it was the little hand movements, the rants, the shaking, everything about it. It was a very physical performance, I felt Gans gave it. And it was something I'd never seen before. Every other sort of actor that's ever played Hitler, in my experience, has always done that caricature version of Hitler. This was a very personal version of him, and a phenomenal film, John. I saw this, and I mentioned this a few weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. I got this in DVD. It was part of the 3 for £15 deal, when the other two were Richard Donner's Superman and Superman the movie, and I picked this because I one of the guys I used to work with, who was very much an enthusiast about World War II, says you need to watch this film, Stephen. It's a really amazing film, a really amazing performance by Bruno Ganz as well, but a very harrowing film, John.
Stephen, I mean, and it's important to humanise the evil in these figures, because there's this continuing misconception that they're monsters. They're not human. No, they are human. It's important to understand that dwells within every human being. There is the potential for that to come out. Yeah. So it's important to tell that story, that there is fucking monsters within in society. And if you allow people with that sort of political belief or that hatred to fester and to grow in society, millions of people perish. So it's a really important message to show this is a human being who's had a lot of societal things happen. He's obviously mentally unstable, and this is what happens. Thankfully, the Soviets handed him his arse on a fucking plate. Well, they didn't, but they did, because he was forced to do it. Stephen, where would you rank this? I mean, I think I'd go... I mean, I would be swaying to top 10, but definitely top 20 for sure.
Top 10 at the moment, John. I would say, yeah.
It's a phenomenal film. Stephen, I says I'd seen 3 films I hadn't seen in this. I don't know if I've seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I think it's maybe one of the few Jim Carrey films I've not fucking seen. I think this is one that I didn't see.
For years. I've had it on DVD since it probably came out. And I've watched it maybe about a handful of times. It's a really good film, very layered. It's got a kind of a Memento sort of vibe to it as well, in terms of memories. This is memory manipulation. You want to take out those memories that sort of hurt you emotionally. And in terms of, obviously, Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet are the sort of happy, unhappy couple in this. Great cast, by the way. There's a lot of familiar faces in there. But Jim Carrey in this was going through this period of serious acting, if you like. And this is a great film. It was a really, really good film.
Yeah. Where would you rank it?
I'd probably put it in 4th tier at the moment, John.
Yeah, fair dues.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got a comment, by the way. What's you guys' favourite movie of all time? For me, I don't know if you know this film, but Cool Hand Luke, with the late great Paul Newman. It's from way back in the 1960s, I think. But a guy gets sent to, he's a bit of a boy, gets sent to prison. And then escapes and gets sent back. He's a bit of an inspirational figure. Goes out in a blaze of fire. Don't want to give it away, but that's my favourite film of all time, just because I love Paul Newman. He was a man of my grandfather's generation, and I grew up watching his films, so Cool Hand Luke.
Mine's is Back to the Future. I've said this many times on our channel, John, and it's I just think it's got everything in terms of performances, chemistry, great soundtrack, great score, great story. constructively, it's a very important film as well, and a very important film for those young actors. But it's a fantastic film. I don't think it's one of those ones that aged. Certainly coming from the 1980s, although it's based in the 1980s, ironically, it doesn't feel like it's aged. So it's a really good film.
No, it is. It's almost perfect film. Stephen, back to this. Gangs of New York. Now, this is a strange one for me, because I remember when this film was coming out, I was buzzing to see this film for some reason. I don't know why. My takeaway from this was, obviously, again, it is Scorsese. I'm pretty sure this is Scorsese. Daniel Day-Lewis, Leonardo DiCaprio, Cameron Diaz. It's set in sort of like 1920s, maybe even late 1800s New York. It's gang violence. Yeah, it's like gang violence, isn't it? My takeaway, Stephen, obviously, it was a great film in terms of the authenticity of the time period, the acting was all there. I just found it a thoroughly fucking boring experience. Just too long, tediously long, and just... I'm not doing it down under. It's a fucking brilliant film. For me, not just because I found it a bit boring doesn't mean... I was young when this came out. I was like fucking early teens, man, very, very young. But I just found it boring, and I've never had any inclination to go back and see it.
It's a good film, John, but is it one of Scorsese's best? No, it's not. It's still a great film, and as you said, you rhymed off most of the cast. Quite a lot of English actors in there as well. Being a period drama, John, I think the set design was probably the most important and most sort of impressive thing for me. Was the set design. I think they captured the period very well, and just the aesthetics in terms of obviously the film and what Scorsese achieved.
It was Day-Lewis that made me want to watch it. The moustache and just the aura he gave off in the promotion. I'm like, the guy's a fucking box.
Yeah.
And look, you can't knock him. What an actor! I think he's the greatest actor of all time. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's better than the likes of who's the ones you always talk about? Obviously Brando. Who else?
Pacino.
Pacino's pretty fucking good. I think Daniel Day-Lewis is better. I think he is better. And he get out and talk with the Beatles. Stephen, where would you rank this? I mean, for me, I would probably put this like...
It's probably at the top of that.
It feels disgraceful to put this behind fucking 328 Days Later, I'm not going to lie.
You bring 28 Days Later and 300 down then?
Yeah, it feels ridiculous to put that behind them.
Yeah.
Because I think it's a better film than them. Maybe not 28 Days Later, it's a different kind of film.
Yeah.
But yeah. Gladiator. I mean, I would go right up there. Minimum there, but right up there.
Yeah, I'd put it at the top, John. I'd put it at the top at the moment.
Unbelievable. Again, Russell Crowe. Yeah. Performance for the ages. You talk about historical accuracy. Tale of Revenge, just a fucking incredible film. Yeah. Everything about it. This guy's dying in the middle of it and they're fucking rotoscoping them back into the film. This is 20 years old, 25 years old. So on a technical level, on a story level, on a performance level, just phenomenal. Ridley Scott, he's absolute fucking best. And just for the line that Russell delivered about the first day, I think it was, they were filming the scene before the battle at the start. And it's like, he tells him there's going to be a butterfly coming down and landing on a branch in front of you. You're going to make eye contact and then look. And he went and done it first take. And he's like, you and me are going to be fucking great together. And they were fucking great together. Stephen, it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
I would sit it at the top 10 at the moment, but it might...
there's great movies coming.
I'm not sure. It depends on... the only negatives would probably be the caption of an aeroplane and the G-Shock watch.
Well, Titanic had that as well, didn't it? Yeah, to be fair. He needs to go back and fix that. If James Cameron can fix that fucking horrible looking red-faced geezer, it clearly wasn't Robert Patrick. I think it was Robert Patrick. And if Zemeckis can fix that weird looking fat fucking person with high blood pressure, it clearly wasn't Christopher Lloyd, then it can be done. Sort it. Stephen, Gran Torino, I mean, again, what can I say about Clint? Guys, I mean, he's probably my second favourite actor of all time. Just love the guy. And then he's directing work. I think he's doing double duty here. He directed and starred in the movie.
Yeah.
Just a brilliant, brilliant film.
I think it was billed as his last film, John.
Yeah, and he's done about 15. Yeah. I tell you what, I'm glad he's still making films, though, Stephen, because once he's gone, and we're never going to get to see any of his output ever again, and that'll be a tremendously sad day. And look, I like Juror Number 2, or whatever the fuck it was called. And that last one he put out, I thought it was a pretty good film. But for me, I mean, in terms of ranking it, it's middle of the pack, Stephen. In terms of a top 50 of the 2000s, I'd put it round about here. I mean, it's a really, really good film, some standout scenes. His relationship with that young guy and how they both kind of change each other to an extent.
Well, John,
he changes the young guy.
You talked about Matt Dillon's performance in Crash and that character's his evolution. It went full circle. We could say the same for, obviously, is it Walt? Was the character's name? Clint Eastwood played in, his sort of prejudices towards the community that he lived in. Obviously, it's a man that's been in the same house since he was probably in his early 20s, and he's seen this sort of societal change, and he can't accept it. Yeah. It was probably all white families, in the street at one point, and now it's Asian families, and it's seen that sort of.
And he's an ex sort of World War II veteran, isn't he? So.
Yeah, intolerance. Obviously, obviously the war would have affected him and would have had him have a mindset on certain, ethnic communities. I'm not justifying it, but I think they did well. I think they did well to execute that sort of reasoning and then see the evolution of the character throughout. John, I think the ending of the film is quite heartbreaking, but it's very emotional as well. But it's the ultimate sacrifice again. We talked about previously.
Well, I think it's a great film.
Yeah.
And they're an absolute plague on the neighbourhood, so they go down because of his actions, and that allows other people to live a peaceful life. Now, Stephen, I rank it very highly. It's one of his best performances, I would say, and he's had a distinguished career, but it really is a sort of older, more frail Clint, and he's equally as brilliant as what he was in sort of spaghetti westerns and obviously Dirty Harry in previous films when he was much younger. I rate it very highly, but for me, I mean, you could make an argument it's fucking better than A Beautiful Mind, but that's for another day. I don't know if it is or not. Stephen, Harry Potter, I mean, I think I can take over here. I don't think you've seen...
I think so, John. I've not seen
this one, I'm going to put... I just put that in there purely because I wanted to speak about it. I think, Stephen, you obviously sent a list over. I've made a couple of adjustments. I think Prisoner of Azkaban, I mean, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. But in terms of the context of these films, I think that's one of the best Harry Potter films released. I would probably rate it above the likes of 300. I don't know if it's as close to Gangs of New York, but I'm fucking biased. But it's a middle of the sort of road in a top 50 2000s. But a brilliant, brilliant film. It started going darker. The first two were more young, kid-friendly. I think there was a change in director. There may have been something happened, I don't know what, but there was a delay of a year, maybe a year and a half, then they shot the third film. So they'd kind of got a bit older, and it was noticeable. They'd grown a bit. Yeah. Things had changed. It was a darker sort of atmosphere. Different director. I think it was Chris Columbus, the first two. I forget who did this one. Sort of Spanish-sounding geezer. Just fucking brilliant film. Gary Oldman comes in, Sirius Black. You've got David Thewlis and your man, fucking blank on his name, Timothy Spall. Just great English actors, British actors coming in. And that's what they did brilliant throughout all the Harry Potter movies, was just the young talent coming up with brilliant experience, British and even American to an extent, but mostly British, fucking esteemed actors, just guiding them. Really, really good film. Trials, lots going on in there, really entertaining. I love the darker atmosphere. I put Half-Blood Prince in because that's actually my personal favourite. But in terms of films, I mean, I don't know if it's better than Azkaban, but it's just, there's something about that movie, the score, just again, the darkness, Tom Felton's performance as Draco Malfoy, he comes out, he's sort of shell in this. you get to see a different side to him. Sort of caricature, pain in the arse bully, small antagonistic sort of figure. And this movie comes out and you get a bit of humanising of the character. Alan Rickman's comes into his fucking element in all the films, but in this film in particular, so that's where I'd put that honourable mentions, and I'd probably put that in the middle. Because, I mean, Stephen, I know it's Harry Potter, but these movies are underrated, man. I'm telling you, they will stand up in time. They're really good fucking films. They really are.
Yeah.
They do it, almost perfect adaptations. There's a couple of issues, but in the main, perfect. Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Edgar Wright. What the fuck can you say?
John Reese, well, that's in the cinema.
In the theatres, yeah.
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 I mean, great film, is it? It's good as Shaun of the Dead? Probably not, but it's got so many funny moments, and it's a really good film in terms of humour and dark comedy. And there's some horror elements in there as well, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
But it's such a good film. It's classic Edgar Wright in terms of the way it's shot. It's very fast-paced.
Yeah.
And it's got Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's hands all over it in terms of the script and the humour. It's a great film, John.
Goes mental at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
howling in the theatre. Granny's getting drop kicked, and also you've got the detective guys, Paddy Considine.
Yeah.
Considine, and the other guy, I always blank the other guy's name.
It's Timothy Spall's son.
The moustaches. They're always cracking jokes. It's just, Stephen, it's just a great sort of look at rural life and outsiders and how there's maybe more going on under the surface than they'd let on. They give this sort of pure look that butter wouldn't melt. It's a great little rural, rustic village, but then there's just the most depraved and fucking mental stuff going on in the background, and they delve into it brilliantly. And we've already seen the process, Edgar Wright, when he gets in a room with Simon Pegg. We've seen it, it may even have been for this, with a whiteboarding and just writing out ideas and brainstorming. It's just that those two guys together are absolute magic. Magic.
Yeah. And
the Cornetto trilogy is
part of the Cornetto trilogy as well, John.
Yeah.
Rafe Spall played the other Andy. But no, just fantastic. Just great humour, great comedy, and it was all for the greater good.
All for the greater good. Steve, where would you rank it, man? I'd probably put it middle of the pack. Because we've got Shaun of the Dead, and I would put that higher.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I would put it there just now. Inglourious Bastards. Now, Steve, for me, that goes right at the fucking top. That's, for me, the greatest Quentin Tarantino movie that's not called Pulp Fiction ever to be made. For me, it did have his most enjoyable favourite character, and is it Landa? I always butcher his name.
Aldo Rain.
Aldo Rain, obviously, in there as well. But Christoph Waltz, man, there's just so much going on. Fassbender, the sort of bar scene with the accents, it's just fucking perfect. It's a perfect movie, man. So much detail. You can analyse the scenes, the way he's setting the shots up. It's just absolutely exquisite filmmaking. We've got another comment, by the way. Good luck with the movies, mate. And bye-bye. Good luck making movies. I would never dream of making a fucking film. I would fail horribly. It is insanely difficult. The writing, the actual making of it. Good luck with that, mate. And hopefully you're the next Scorsese or Ridley Scott or James Cameron. All the best. No, but Steve, I mean...
Right, John, we've got 20 minutes left in this, so we can...
We need to expedite it. I would rank that top 10. Top 10.
Yeah.
It's a fucking god tier movie. Iron Man I would probably rank in the top 20. Just, I mean, from a movie standpoint, it's probably not the strongest overall movie, but just for what it did. And it stands the test of time. It's a simple story, but it's a really good fucking film.
The importance of the film in terms of the MCU. If this film fails, the MCU does not exist. It's as simple as that. And it succeeded. And Robert Downey Jr., for all his sort of hassles, his bothers in his personal life, you know, this was the defining moment of the sort of turning in his career and his life as well.
Tailor-made film.
You know, just a phenomenal performance, John. You can't underrate Iron Man in terms of where it stands in terms of important films of this decade.
Steve, we were talking about Christian Harloff doing the reaction to Endgame, and obviously the scene where he says I'm Iron Man, and the development, it all starts there. And I maintain he should have had an Academy Award nomination for that character, if not for the performance in Endgame, just what it represented. And the overall work he did with the character was really high calibre. But they rated it by giving it for Oppenheimer, so it's all right. Kill Bill, Stephen, I mean, I'm aware of the great movies that are still to come, so I'm reluctant to put it in there. I would probably put it in the second tier. I don't know if you agree with that.
I mean, second tier or third tier, John.
Yeah,
it's volume 1 and 2 we're talking about here. It's not just the volume 1 or volume 2.
It's fucking second tier then, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's a brilliant sort of duology. The story, the performances from Thurman, some of the action, the violence, it's just fucking perfect Tarantino goodness, man. Just look at the aesthetic. It's like Bruce Lee. She took that Bruce Lee iconic look and done a new take on it. So letters from Iwo Jima. Stephen, I admitted I'd seen Flags of Our Fathers. I've not seen the second part. Why would you do that? I've just spoke about a great duology and you don't fucking watch the Japanese side of it, and it's Clint Eastwood. But admittedly, I'm aware that is the better version, and I'm aware of how good Flags of Our Fathers are. It's a very good fucking World War II movie, so I wouldn't rank it any lower than like third tier.
Yeah, very ambitious, John, from Clint Eastwood, isn't it? To do these films based on the same story from different perspectives. And I don't know if it's been done since or done before, but this was the one that sort of captured the imagination, in the early 2000s or mid 2000s, I should say. Ken Watanabe in there, fantastic actor. And just, I think in terms of storytelling, I think it's an important moment as well in history. And it's something very unique as well for an American filmmaker to do that, take it from the perspective of the enemy, if you like, it depends on where you're sitting. And it kind of highlights, and we've seen it many times since, John, we've reacted to quite a few World War II and the Great War as well, films, and it's always the same feeling at the end of it, the loss. What was it worth it? And who really won? That's the thing you've got to question.
And really important to do what he did, which clearly I've not done because I've not watched it, but to show the other side. Because too many times you dehumanise the enemy or the Germans or the Japanese or whatever in these conflicts, and then they become the bad guys v the good guys. But to show it from the other side, you see it's a human struggle, like you said, Stephen, and war is universal. There's not a good guy or a bad, well there is sometimes, but ultimately it's poor and young people who are getting sent out to the meat grinder, and that I don't think is a good or a bad. Stephen, Lost in Translation, I've not seen, so I'm going to lean on you.
Where are we putting letters from Iwo Jima, John?
I've put it in the third category for now, but I don't know if it'll stay there, to be honest.
No, I think that's probably right, John. I mean, well, obviously, part 2 we can finalise the running order and give a bit more brief detail on these films for anyone coming in. Obviously, thinking we're just skimming by these, we will be covering them in part 2 in more depth. But Lost in Translation, John. I saw this film in the cinema, and I think it might have been the first film I saw Scarlett Johansson in. Very young, opposite Bill Murray, and a very good coming of age drama comedy, and good cast. Giovanni Ribisi's in there, Anna Faris. So really good, John. I watched it for Bill Murray.
Was that the guy that won the Academy Award the year that Kerry get snubbed for The Truman Show? Was that Giovanni Ribisi? It might not have been. It was another Italian guy.
Giovanni Ribisi, he's been in many films, John. He played Phoebe's brother.
No, it's not him then. No, it's definitely not him.
Yeah.
No. I know who you're
Sophie.
talking about. Yeah.
It's Sofia Coppola, I think it was, that directed this, wasn't it?
So, yeah.
2003. But yeah, a great performance, I think, from Scarlett Johansson, who I don't know what age she was at the time. This was 2003.
Oh, she's about 40-ish right now. So probably about 2018, something like that. Yeah, she's 40 exactly.
Yeah.
She's about to turn 41 in next month. So, so you're talking, when was that out?
2003.
Yeah,
So it
she'd have
was
been 21.
20.
Yeah.
Yeah, young. I mean, she looked even younger, John, to be fair. But no, I watched it for Bill Murray. I love Bill Murray. I've watched most of his films. I think I've seen most. I think maybe all of them, actually. But this was a different, I know I said drama and comedy, but it was more dry in the comedy. And he's very good at dry comedy, Bill Murray, but sarcastically, I mean. But this was something I felt different anyway. It had a more dramatic sort of sense to it, but a good film, a really good film. I'd recommend it if you've not seen it.
Yeah, and I love Bill, so yeah. Where would you rank it?
I would probably put probably high end fourth tier.
Yeah, I'll put it.
Yeah.
I'll trust in you, Stephen. I'll put it above that.
Yeah.
3 Lord of the Rings movies, Fellowship, 2000, Return of the King. I mean,
John, I think for me, I can't speak for you because you've read the books, etc., and probably watched the films more than me. But for me, the Two Towers and Return of the King are top tier.
Yeah.
And I think Fellowship is maybe just one below.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It's a set-up film, I get that.
No, I agree. No, Stephen, I mean, even the Fellowship in the theatres was fucking incredible. It's just what an experience that Peter Jackson gave the world. He'd done a phenomenal job of adapting John Ronald Reuel's books. Arguably the greatest sort of fantasy books ever fucking put to paper. I mean, what can you say? I mean, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I mean, I'm not going to do credit to it talking about it tonight, but just for me, in contention for a perfect trilogy.
Yeah.
The fucking everything about it, the score, the lot, incredible. Man on Fire, Denzel. This could be the first Denzel movie Stephen we've spoke about. I was tempted to fling a couple in the 90s. One. Classic sort of action Denzel kind of movie, isn't it? Where he's just fucking letting rip. Denzel's such a varied actor. For me, he's one of the greatest actors to ever walk the earth, and it's not just the acting, it's the man as well, what he delivers. I mean, you've seen it with, was it Chadwick Boseman? I think he'd done something, but I can't remember. There was someone he had a relationship when they were younger, and he really mentored. So he's just a brilliant guy. And this is one of his sort of classic sort of fucking destroy. I mean, he's done a whole lot of these kind of movies over the years. He's done The Equalizer, hasn't he? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
He's done more serious kind of drama heavy ones. For me, I don't know about you, we've not put any in this bottom category. I'm aware of that, by the way, and I'm reluctant to put Denzel in it.
No. That's no fault about though, John.
Yeah.
I just love the relationship and the chemistry between the Denzel character and the Dakota Fanning character. I just thought they played off well, considering the age gap.
Yeah.
I thought in terms of their chemistry, it worked really well in this. Quite an emotional film, very there's violence in there, but it's mostly drama-driven thriller. I would probably put it under. Good film.
Yeah. Memento. By the way, I put it in there. I don't know if you agree with that or not.
Yeah.
Stick around a bit there just now.
Yeah, definitely.
Memento. The first Chris Nolan movie, I want to say.
First one I know of, yeah.
Absolutely fucking mental movie. Obviously, he's got amnesia. There's a whole lot going on in there. A lot of complexities with the narrative. I've seen him discussing the best way to sort of digest the narrative. It's just classic Nolan. He's dabbling with time. He loves to dabble with time. It's just one of, I mean, Stephen, it's almost like, I always forget the name of that movie. There's one where his wife, he gets replaced with another person. It's not similar to this, but it's sort of dabbling with like reality and what's real and what's not real. I enjoy those kind of movies. The Fugitive to an extent as well, where he's almost questioning himself. Did I do it? Did I not do it? The whole world's against him. He's trying to find, I think, his wife's killer. I've not seen it in a long fucking time, admittedly. For me, it's not his best movie. A lot of people gush over it and they like to be all fucking artsy and say it's his best movie he ever made. It fucking isn't for me.
I think it's got a very indie feel to it, because it's probably his first film, probably didn't have a large budget, but Guy Pearce is the sort of lead man in this, John. I only knew Guy Pearce. He might have been in LA Confidential, I can't remember. But we knew him obviously from soap acting, in the late 80s and early 90s in Neighbours in Australia. He carries the film so well. In terms of structure, John, it's quite a complex film. First time round. And I think
you have to watch it. But I mean, that's
Yeah.
no one. You always have to watch his movies at least 2 or 3 times before you fully grasp what it is he's actually trying to tell you. But I just love it about knowing the fact that he's been quite consistent and he's dabbling with time right up until recent movies. Even Oppenheimer's kind of dabbling with it to an extent. I've not seen Oppenheimer, by the way. I'm just sitting here talking like I can't bring myself to watch it. It's too fucking long. Stephen, for me, it could be top tier, but I'm aware about what's still to come. So for me, I would probably stick it. You know what? I would even go down.
Third tier.
It could go up, but it's a fucking great film. It's not my favourite Nolan film, but it is a great film just for what he did with the narrative and really clever. But that's Chris for you, isn't it? $1 Million Baby. Clint Eastwood again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hilary Swank, boxing movie. Love a good sports kind of film where it's rags to riches. She's not ever in rags, but you know what I mean. She's kind of... It's a redemptive, growing kind of story. I'm acutely aware, Stephen, there's nothing in this bottom category. I'm getting worried. There's nothing going to go in it. I wouldn't put $1 Million Baby in there.
There will be. John, the $1 Million Baby is a good film. Is it one of the best out of the 50? Probably doesn't rank in my top 10 or anything like that. It's a really good sports
She
film.
won an Academy Award, didn't she, for that?
Yeah. A good psychological drama, I would say. Good cast. Obviously, Hilary Swank, Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Jay Baruchel's in there as well.
Good Celtic man.
Yeah.
Bizarrely.
Anthony Mackie. I don't remember Anthony Mackie in this film.
I don't remember him in it either.
There you are. But no, it's a good film. Is it one of Clint Eastwood's best directed films? It probably is, actually, I would say it's in probably top 5. Paul Haggis is in there, John. I just mentioned him about 10 minutes ago, and he's in there again. He's a writer of this film.
Yeah.
Obviously did Crash.
He did Crash, yeah.
Yeah. So there you are. So I do know him from something else. But no, it's a good film. It's a good film. Where do I rank it, John? I'm not going to put it in the bottom tier because we need to fill up the bottom tier.
No. I would put it
probably
above fucking Avatar. Round about Avatar.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 6, 9. We've got one more there. We can move them down. Don't worry about it, Johnny boy. Yeah. Minority Report, Stephen. I don't think I've seen Minority Report. I don't think I've seen it.
John, it's a very much a thriller, cat and mouse thriller between Tom Cruise's character and Colin Farrell, and Max von Sydow's in there as well. It's a good action film more than anything, John. A good action thriller, I would say. A lot of suspense. It's probably too long though. It's nearly 2.5 hours long, this film. In terms of its pacing, I think its pacing's very much like, it reminds me of Total Recall in terms of the pacing. It doesn't really stop.
Yeah.
Is it a great film? Probably not. It's a good film though. It's a good Tom Cruise film, John.
Is this
I would probably put that in the bottom tier.
There we go.
I'm not just saying that.
Stephen, we'll just go ahead and put Pirates in there as well. Pirates is a fucking brilliant movie for what it is, but ultimately it's a swashbuckling sort of popcorn flick. Great cast in there, obviously. Johnny Depp's just renowned for Captain Jack Sparrow. Obviously we've got Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley in there. It's a brilliant film. It started the franchise off. I really enjoyed them. But in the context of this list, I mean, it's a fucking 41 to 50, isn't it? Let's get real here. Star Trek, I'll go ahead and put in honourable mentions. I flung that in there just because I grew up a Trekkie. My grandfather was a Trekkie. And that was a fucking brilliant reboot. That doesn't get enough love, that. They've done a phenomenal job of taking those original actors and giving it a new sort of twist with Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Carol Urban, Zoe Saldana. Your man that passed away, I was blanking his name, same age as me at the time.
Anton
Yelchin. Yeah. Fucking great cast, perfect, brilliant little story. We get Leonard Nimoy back, obviously it wound up the shot. Honourable mention though, because there's too many great movies there and we can't fit them all in. Mystic River. Sean Penn,
yeah, no.
want to say?
Yeah, Sean Penn, Kevin Bacon, yeah.
Is
Tim
this
Robbins.
the one with the kids getting lifted by the pedo? And how it impacts their life. One of them gets stolen away, am I right? It's been a long time since I've seen this.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, John, but it's
a
one of those
fucking great
films.
film.
Yeah, and a phenomenal cast as well.
That's it, I'm not thinking of the same one. I'm beginning to
It's
think.
Clint Eastwood again, John.
I mean, Clint's just fucking great, isn't he?
And this was the period they was just knocking it out of the park, you know, as you've seen, you know, obviously from the films we've already talked
It's
about.
not the same one I'm thinking about.
But it's a great film. Sean Penn in this is really good. Tim Robbins is really good. Kevin Bacon's really good. It's just such a great... Lawrence Fishburne's in there as well. But, I mean, the list goes on. It is a good film. It is a good film.
Tim Robbins. Where would you put it?
I would probably put it maybe in the fourth tier, John, maybe up the top here.
Yeah. That's at 10 now, so I'm aware of that. No Country for Old Men. I mean, it could go top, but I would put it right in there.
Yeah.
Can we say here, man? Josh Brolin. Why am I blanking on the other guy's name? Unbelievable. It'll come to me. Fuck!
I could tell you.
Just tell me.
Xavier Bardem.
Fucking
Tommy Lee
bastard.
Jones as well.
He is the fucking film. I mean, Brolin's great, but Bardem, man, with that cattle gun. Oh, God. One of the most fucking intimidating, incredible antagonists a film's ever seen. It's just a fucking incredible, brilliant movie, isn't it? Everything about it. You're living vicariously through Brolin and the absolute fear of getting chased with this guy. Because if that guy was coming after me, I'd just go up to him and say, put me out of my misery, mate. Put me out of my misery. What an incredible choice of weapon. Whoever thought of that? Fucking brilliant.
Got a hole in your head.
The sound it makes. It's just a phenomenal film, isn't it?
Yeah.
School of Rock, I don't know if you get anything else to add, Stephen. School of Rock wasn't even in here originally. I don't know whether to put that in honourable mentions, but I think it's Jack Black's greatest movie. It's just what I think of when I think of him. Tenacious D in School of Rock.
Yeah.
Great young cast, also an inspiring story, funny as hell. But where's it going to fit? You know what I'm saying? Where are we fitting it? Super bad putting it in honourable mentions. These are fucking ones I just threw in.
No, they have to be mentioned, John, because they're great films, yeah. We can't do a top 100 here all night.
I know. Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead's fantastic. A great film, John, in terms of take away the humour in this film. It's a really good horror film. It really is a good horror film. Edgar Wright again, same stylistic approach, fast cuts, those transition scenes that he always uses as well, and just that chemistry that, you know, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost have got in this. Good cast as well, good British cast. Great film. It's got such rewatchability as well, and the gore in this film, it's really top end.
Great use of music as well. Just all the personalities bouncing off each other. It's an iconic sort of early 2000s film for me. It took that Dawn of the Dead concept and put a different skew on it. It's better than Hot Fuzz, Stephen. I don't know if it can go much higher than that though.
No, I think it's better than Hot Fuzz, but I think that's probably positioned properly, John, in that list,
I bumped Collateral down, by the way, because I had to bump something down. I'll put that down into there. It's a great movie, but Slumdog Millionaire, Dev Patel.
Yeah.
Talk about rags to riches. Don't know if this is based on a real life figure.
I think it is, yeah.
Obviously, it was a sort of emotional film, wasn't it, back in the day? I remember all the rage, being all the rage and people talking about it. Oh, a very, very fucking good film, don't get me wrong, it is a great film. But I'm just struggling mentally to process where I'm putting it.
John, it's got to, for me, it's Danny Boyle again. It's not Danny Boyle's, in my opinion, his greatest film he's made, but it's a very good film. And as you said, Dev Patel in there. I saw this in the cinema when it first came out. I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. In terms of rewatchability, I'm not really sure it's got that. You know, once you've played out the story, it's not really got that sort of edge to it afterwards. I would say probably 4th or 5th tier for it.
Yeah, I'll put it there just now.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2. I'm just trying to picture.
For me, Spider-Man 2 is the strongest film.
Yeah, I think that goes into the top
for-
category, Stephen. I think that's still the greatest
Yeah.
Spider-Man movie ever made. It's one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. Everything
Yeah.
about it, for the time, the visuals, performance. You've got, I'm blanking his name there as well. Alfredo Cleaner. Alfred Cleaner.
Alfred.
Why am I calling him
Alfred
Alfredo? Alfred Cleaner is Doc Ock. That was the perfect age for this movie. Also, you got to watch the 1981 or whatever. Spider-Man. You weren't as fortunate, Stephen. My first Spider-Man movie was this. Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
I think it goes in the top category. I don't know if you agree.
No, I agree. I think it's the most enjoyable out of the Tobey Maguire films. For me, it's just got everything in it. I think the intensity of Alfred Molina's performance is really good, and he plays a really good Doc Ock in it. I think it's very true to the comic book iteration of the character as well. I just think it's a great film all round. Visually, it's really good as well. Some of the visuals, fantastic.
Spider-Man, Stephen. Where would you put Spider-Man? It's not as strong, but it's not a good movie.
Very much like Batman Begins. It's got that origins sort of importance to it. And it sets up the next film, which is obviously better. But for me, I would say it's probably second tier.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I really do.
Put it above
It's a great film.
Honourable mentions, I put it in there because it's Star Wars. Stephen, this movie I think will get better with age. Ultimately, when you see the shite that Disney are serving up, it's the last George Lucas Star Wars movie, it's the last real Star Wars movie. And whilst there's some pish in there's some cheese in there, there's still some great moments in there. And I do think of the prequels, it's the highest by a country mile. I do like the movie, but where the fuck are you going to put it? The Aviator, I don't know if I've seen the fucking Aviator. I think I've been running about Scorsese all fucking night long, and this may be another Scorsese fucking movie, and I don't know if I've seen it. Scorsese. I've bashed one of his movies. I said it was fucking boring and too long, and I've not seen the other one, but I can't remember. I can't remember.
The Aviator came out in 2004, I think it was. It was early to mid 2000s. And DiCaprio again, John. I don't know how many films he was into the relationship with Scorsese at this point. I don't know if you've seen that film clip with DiCaprio, De Niro and Scorsese, and both DiCaprio and De Niro are fighting over the attention of Martin Scorsese. I don't know if you've seen it.
Leo's not winning that. I've not seen it, I'll need to watch it. He ain't winning that battle.
It's like personal sort of digs towards each other. You need to see it's really good.
I'll have to have a look.
But this film, John, it's like a really good film. Just under 3 hours long, a classic sort of running time for Martin Scorsese film. And a strong cast: Kate Blanchett, Kate Beckinsale, John C. Reilly, Alec Baldwin, Anne Alda, Ian Holmes, Danny Houston, Gwen Stefani, Jude Law, Adam Scott.
What the fuck?
I'm telling you, what a cast! Really good. Willem Dafoe's in there as well.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good film. I don't know. I would recommend watching it. It's a really good film. Period drama.
Where would you rank it, Stephen?
I would put it in. I mean, I take it. I would say 3. You know something? I'd probably move down Eternal Sunshine, John, and I'd probably put Aviator above. Might change that tomorrow. I'll have to think about that. But it's a good film.
Born Identity. Stephen,
It's the first one, isn't it?
yeah, I'm going to put it in there. I love the Bond movies. They're great movies. Yeah. Matt Damon's brilliant. These movies shook up James Bond and made them get their act together.
Yeah.
What they did, it was just revolutionary, the concept. Obviously, he's a man that's on the run, very clever, knows all the skills, knows what they're going to do before they do it. I just love that. Like I said before, kind of fugitive thing, where he's 4 or 5 steps ahead all the time. They think they've got him. Yeah. You're you're not living vicariously with him because you don't know what the fuck he's going to do either. But he's just that clever. You just can't help but get behind him. He's a maverick. Perfectly cast for Matt Damon. Obviously, you've got the Moby fucking song at the end.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant movie. Really good action franchise. It's more than action though. There's more going on in that.
Yeah.
For me, it's a fourth category.
Yeah.
The Butterfly Effect. We were talking about that.
It's a good film, John, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not, for me, it's not as good as Donnie Darko, but
No.
it's really, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm probably the massive fan of Ashton Kutcher in terms of his
I
acting.
was going to say that.
I don't think he's the greatest actor. I've
Before
ever
this,
seen,
it was
but-
Dude, Where's My Card and Punked.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
you know,
Butterfly Effect, he's delivering that. And then he does the fucking Apple one.
yeah, the Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, it was good in that
It
as
was
well,
pretty
to
good
be
in that.
fair. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm not really watching it just for him. It's the structure of the story. I really like the sort of time bending and erasing the past and the effect it has on slight moments, and the effect it has on him as well. At one point, I think he becomes a paraplegic just through his actions. It's, just things like that. It's quite a shocking film as well. I think your man, I'm blanking on his name. It was originally Eric Stoltz.
Yeah.
Plays the paedophile dad in it, and his confrontation with him through his younger self, but obviously speaking as the adult, was fantastic. It was a really good scene, and structurally I think the film really works in terms of time travel movies. There's been some howlers in the past. I've reviewed some of the howlers, John. But this film is a really good film in terms of that sort of making you think.
Tragic ending as well.
Yeah, the ending's harrowing. I mean, I think I was close to tears with it. It was quite emotional. A really good film.
Where would you rank it? I'll let you pick.
In the grand scheme of things, John, yeah, I mean, it's an indulgent film for me. But in terms of what it's up against here,
Is the problem you've got?
I'm saying all this and then I'm going to put it in the fourth category or fifth category as if it's a rubbish film. It's not a bad
There's
film.
no bad
John.
films, Steve. It's 50. It's the top 50 films.
Yeah,
They're all
exactly.
good. What would you put it fourth or fifth? You can drop one of them out.
I would say it's not as good as Eternal Sunshine. I'd say it's in amongst
Look at there then.
there. Yeah.
The Dark Knight, I think we can just pop that right up there. I don't think we have to say
we'll
much
talk
about that.
Yeah.
The Departed, is that Scorsese again? That's an insanely long film as well. Stephen, I like the film, and it's a brilliant twist at the end. And it's
That's
really
the first time
clever.
DiCaprio and Matt Damon were in a
It
film
may
together. I
be,
can't
Stephen.
remember.
Obviously, multi-perspective stuff going on. I think he's undercover, or he may go rogue. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it being a really clever film, multi-perspective, brilliant cast, but really fucking long again. But again, when you've got people of that calibre, you can't clip the wings. You can't clip the wings of Jack Nicholson. You can't clip the wings of Leonardo DiCaprio or Matt Damon. What in the fuck are you going to do? You just let them fucking do what they've got to do. And it's a great film.
No, for a filmmaker that's been out since the 1970s, this was a golden period for Martin Scorsese. The films he was bringing out in the early 2000s. And
violent film as well. I remember that particular scene.
I think that relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio was sort of the magic behind it. I think that's what worked, and I think, they've went on to do some great work together. But I mean, you're talking about a cast with Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson's in there, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen is very low in the billing as well, a phenomenal actor. But it's a very solid cop drama.
Yeah. I mean, I would go ahead and I'd drop Avatar down, and I would maybe out of that list.
No, I agree. Yep.
Fuck knows who's dropping out of there. I'm putting Slumdog down just now. This will change. And I'd probably pop that up there. The Last King of Scotland, Stephen, I really liked that. That was McAvoy, wasn't it? Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, with McAvoy.
Yeah.
First film I saw him, John.
This sort of
Jelly
tyrant,
Hands,
dictator
wasn't it?
figure. had a soft spot for
Yeah.
Scotland. Kind
Yeah,
of
Ugandan.
welcoming, and kind of then it kind of all goes south. I think there's maybe a bit of violence happening near the end, and he has to escape for his life. But I'll touch a sort of humanising in there as well for this figure, this sort of deplorable figure. I remember there was a touch of controversy when this came out, if I'm right in saying, because he committed some hideous acts. I may be completely liable this guy's character. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I remember this being a pretty good film. I remember this being pretty good. I think it's better than 300, by the way. I would drop 300 down. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean, Forrest Whitaker's phenomenal, John, in anything. But really good performance. Very political, and obviously, biographical as well. Kevin MacDonald was the director, Glaswegian director. So obviously, I think you probably knew James McAvoy, because I don't remember James McAvoy being in anything.
He was just Band of Brothers and stuff like that. He was making cameos like everybody at that time was. Tom Hardy and Cumberbatch and guys like that were popping up in like little cameo roles and Band of Brothers and stuff
Band
like
of
that.
Brothers. Yeah.
Probably a breakout role for him. And obviously look at the career he's had. So just for my influence and what James has done for Scotland and acting and whatnot, it's got to, I mean, it was a good film as well. I think it deserves to be up there. Yeah. Stephen the Machinist, I've never brought myself to watch this film. I just find the way he let himself become so emaciated, it gives me the fucking boke. I understand it's a really troubling film. He's this sort of insomniac. I think he is a machinist, isn't he? That's his job. He works in a factory. And
he's not sleeping a year.
He just can't fucking sleep. I remember the concept, and obviously he's went full method just before Batman. Yeah. And I understand the performance and whatnot, but I just couldn't bring myself to watch him getting into that state.
I mean, isn't that just Christian Bale all over, isn't it? It's he goes full into every role, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And the amount of weight that guy lost for this role, to the point where it was risking his own life, his health, shows his commitment to the film. But another strong performance from Christian Bale, John. Not my favourite Christian Bale film, but a really good performance. And it's one of those films you can't really leave out a top 50. You can't. It's a really good put together film, psychological thriller. And it really, it does say, he doubts his own sanity. That's the synopsis of it, and I think they captured that well in the storytelling.
Where are you putting it?
Where I'd put it, John, it'd probably be in the 50th for me.
Yeah, bang it there just now.
Yeah.
The others, this rings a bell for me. It does. I'm looking at when I was looking up the thumbnail of the posters, it does ring a bell.
Christopher Eccleston, Nicole Kidman obviously leading it, John, and a great twist at the very end.
What is the twist, Stephen? Can you tell me? Just so see if it does ring a bell.
Anybody that doesn't want to know this, please look away. But the story is that they think their house has been haunted, and at the very end, it's them.
I fucking do remember that.
Yeah, it's a very good. I don't want to give too much away, John.
It's almost like fucking Interstellar weird shit, but it's actually them that's doing the things. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Nicole Kidman at this point. This is round about the time, wasn't it? She was doing Moulin Rouge and all that, wasn't it?
Yeah, with Ewan.
Just at the sort of peak of her powers, I think, and she's still knocking it out of the park in terms of performances. John, a very good actor. I cannot think of Nicole Kidman without thinking of Jimmy Fallon now. And that
missed opportunity.
Really, really funny.
Yeah, Jimmy fucked up there. I'm just looking here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Would it be fair to put The Pianist right up into the top? Because I feel like that is one of Adrian Brody's greatest performances. That's a fucking unbelievable film.
I think in terms of the others, I would put it at the bottom tier. It's a really good psychological drama, but it's not like better than what's above it.
Some of these are going to move up and down, by the way. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah.
The Wrestler, I've never seen. Mickey Rourke, I understand it was viral. He came back.
Yeah.
Just never really interested. I don't know what it is about Mickey. I'm just not. He was in Iron Man 2. He was a cool villain. It was an underwhelming sequel compared to the first, though, overall.
John, just a redemptive sport drama, psychological drama. I think a lot of tragedy in there. Obviously, Marissa Tomei's in there, who that's who I wanted to see in this film, rather than Mickey Rourke. I don't have anything against Mickey Rourke or anything like that. But in terms of his performance, he goes full in terms of the role Randy Robinson, I think the character's name is. And I mean, it was round about the time, or maybe this was the year after Rocky Balboa came out. Is that redemptive thing going on? You know, people against the odds. That's probably the sort of best way of describing it. And I think Mickey does a really good performance in this film. Where I rate it? I mean, I would say it's probably 5th tier at the moment, John. But with no more room, that's the thing. So I would say we have to move some
We've
up.
got 3 left and we've got 4 movies left. What the fuck's getting into honourable mentions here? This is the question. We've got. No, I've admitted I've not seen the Daniel Day-Lewis movie. There Will Be Blood. Zodiac's a great movie. It's a brilliant movie, brilliant cast. Where I'd rank Zodiac, I don't fucking know in the content. I don't think it's a tier 2. It's probably like tier 3. But then you're going to have to bump shit down. This is when it becomes Prestige. Prestige, I think, is better than Memento for me. That's another Nolan movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I personally think that's better than Memento. My personal opinion. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would put that second category. I probably would.
I think so.
Zodiac, where would you rank Zodiac, Stephen? Because this will give us a...
You know something? I would actually put A Beautiful Mind into the 2nd tier, and I'd put Zodiac in the 3rd tier.
Where is A Beautiful Mind? Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Zodiac's a very good film. Captures the sort of period very well. Good cast as well.
And then we've got 1 spot left at the top. We could maybe move something up if you're not wanting to put any of them in the top spots. What do you move up?
Lord of the Rings.
Fuck, I mean, you could. To be fair, you literally could.
Or Batman. Or Batman Begins.
I'll put Batman up.
Yeah.
And then that frees up this. Fuck me, it's tough. It really is difficult, isn't it? Are we being harsh on Avatar here? I don't think we are. I think that's fine. Fuck Avatar. I don't know, Stephen. Where do you? I'll let you decide. I don't know what we're going to do here. What goes up to
So
the
what
set?
have we got left? Sorry, what have we got left?
We've got The Wrestler and There Will Be Blood. I've not seen either. We've got 1 spot left.
I would probably put... this is a tough one, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I would probably put $1 Million Baby up, maybe.
Where are we? Where is $1 Million? There. Put it up there. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Move.
And I'd probably put... I mean, Avatar's went up and down, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I'd probably put Avatar back into 3rd spot, John, for the now anyway.
Yeah. And then Pop. I'll let you pick. One's going to honourable mentions. For now, anyway. We can change us tomorrow.
What is it? The Wrestler and what?
The Wrestler and There Will Be Blood. Daniel Day-Lewis.
There Will Be Blood. This is probably the better one.
I feel like the 2 of them deserve a spot, and I've not even seen them, but I feel like they deserve a
I
spot.
would probably put honourable mentions for The Wrestler, John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can ditch one of these out and put that in honourable and put that in. But Pirates can go in there, if I can put that in.
No, I think you got it right. I think that's right.
Yeah.
That's
Put that
okay.
up there for now.
Yeah.
And we'll
For now.
change it
It
all
might
tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll change it all tomorrow. This is just us categorising. We'll actually do the 1 to 50 tomorrow. 50 to 1. So that's where we're at. We'll fucking leave it there. Stephen, time's going on. And I know you're going to get up earlier than I have. I'm getting up earlier tomorrow though, because I'm in business. So early for me, still late for you though, Stephen. Let's go round it up. What is your thoughts on the 50 sort of films that we've categorised there? Where would you rank them? Share your thoughts down below. We'll be back tomorrow to rank them properly, 50 through to 1. Give a little bit more detail on some of the ones we've skimmed over. Not that we've skimmed over many. I'm about to sneeze. I'm going to mute. I can't sneeze, so I'll just end it. Screw it. I just get the continuing urge to sneeze, and it'll just stay there. My eyes will just water like I've been cutting onions. Let's go round it up. What is your thoughts? Share them down below in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get notifications on YouTube. Follow button, notifications button over on Twitch to see us over there. And until the next time, what's left to be said is thank you for watching this. And until tomorrow, bye-bye.